The Philippines has embarked on its most ambitious defense modernization effort to date under what is known as Horizon 3, a program stretching from 2023 to 2028 that promises submarines, modern combat aircraft, long-range air defense, frigates, and new command and control systems. On paper, it looks like the transformation of an underfunded constabulary force into a credible deterrent in the South China Sea. The language is bold. Manila wants to build a credible defense posture for the archipelago. But the real question is whether this is achievable or whether Horizon 3 risks becoming a mirage, something attractive from afar, yet impossible to grasp in practice. The logic for Horizon 3 is clear. China's gray zone tactics and militarization of the South China Sea have put the Philippines at the front line of great power competition. The Reed Bank standoff, harassment of supply ships at Second Thomas Shoal, and aggressive use of maritime militia demonstrate that Manila is under pressure to secure its waters and assert sovereignty. In response, the Philippines has sought to modernize with foreign assistance, American support for radar and command systems, South Korea providing FA-50s and frigates, Turkey with attack helicopters, Israel with UAVs and surveillance assets. Horizon 3 is not simply a procurement list. It is a political signal to both Beijing and Manila's allies that the Philippines is serious about modern defense. Yet the problem is that ambition and resources are not aligned. The country's defense budget remains modest, roughly 2% of GDP, with GDP itself still mid-range compared to Southeast Asian peers. Manila cannot print money to buy weapons. It must balance education, infrastructure, debt repayments, and welfare. Even if initial purchases can be financed, the long-term operating and maintenance costs are the real burden. This is something often overlooked in glossy announcements. Buying a submarine or fighter jet is not just about the acquisition cost. It means decades of training, spare parts, dry docks, simulators, and supply chains. Indonesia's struggles with maintaining its diverse fleet, or Malaysia's difficulties in keeping fighter aircraft operational, show the danger of spending heavily on acquisition while neglecting sustainment. Numbers matter, and the numbers in Philippine defense finances are tight. Industrial capacity is another critical weakness. The Philippines does not have a domestic defense industry capable of producing complex systems. Everything must be imported, from hulls to avionics. This dependence means Manila is always hostage to supplier politics. Turkey's T-129 ATAC helicopters depend on US-supplied engines, leading to delays. FA-50s need spare parts and support from Korea Aerospace Industries. The Navy's new frigates rely on Korean shipyards and Israeli sensors. Even the smallest disruption in foreign supply chains could leave key assets grounded. Unlike Indonesia or Vietnam, the Philippines has not invested significantly in building even limited local assembly capacity. Horizon 3 may inadvertently deepen dependence rather than create autonomy. When we look at the specific projects under Horizon 3, the gap between ambition and reality becomes sharper. Submarines, for example, are seen as the ultimate strategic deterrent. Yet the Philippines has no submarine tradition, no trained crews, no infrastructure to maintain them. Even if Manila signs a contract tomorrow, it will take years of training abroad, expensive dockyard modifications, and a long learning curve before a submarine becomes operational. Combat aircraft present similar dilemmas. The Air Force dreams of Gripens or F-16Vs, but these require not only billions in acquisition, but also expensive weapons, simulators, and logistics chains. Long-range surface-to-air missiles remain aspirational, but sustaining such systems requires advanced radar integration and continuous funding. The risk is that Manila buys 2 or 3 trophy systems that look impressive in press releases but are unsustainable in practice. Looking at Southeast Asia provides sobering lessons. Indonesia has launched multiple ambitious procurement programs: Rafales, F-15EX, KF-21 participation, but has often struggled with financing and coherence. Vietnam has chosen a quieter but more sustainable path, focusing on limited acquisitions while strengthening air defense and coastal defense. Malaysia has often canceled or delayed modernization due to lack of funds. If the Philippines tries to leap ahead with Horizon 3, it risks repeating the same pitfalls, a mismatch between ambition and economic reality. But Horizon 3 is not only about military hardware. It is also a diplomatic tool. By publishing ambitious plans, Manila signals to Washington, Tokyo, Canberra, and Seoul that it is a willing partner deserving of support. In effect, Horizon 3 may be less about buying submarines and more about securing foreign financing, technology transfers, and training programs. If allies step in with grants, surplus equipment, or favorable financing, Manila's dream might survive. Yet relying on others also reduces autonomy and creates new dependencies. What happens if US politics change, or if Korea prioritizes other customers, or if Japan is reluctant to transfer advanced technologies? Horizon 3 is as much about geopolitics as it is about procurement. At the heart of the debate is a simple question. Is it better for the Philippines to buy a handful of expensive platforms to showcase modernity, or to invest consistently in the fundamentals, radar networks, logistics, ammunition stockpiles, and personnel training that actually determine wartime effectiveness? A submarine may look impressive in a naval review, but without reliable maritime patrol aircraft, tanker support, and anti-submarine helicopters, it risks being an isolated prestige project. A squadron of Grapens or F-16Vs may inspire headlines, but without robust ground-based air defense and munition stockpiles, they may not deter a determined adversary. Horizon 3, in its current form, risks overpromising and underdelivering. The Philippines is not alone in this. Many middle-income states attempt to leap ahead with ambitious defense modernization plans. But history shows that sustainable power comes from steady, incremental investments matched to national capacity, not from sudden leaps. If Horizon 3 becomes too ambitious, it may end up like a Mirage, an inspiring vision shimmering in the heat of strategic necessity, but one that disappears the closer you get to it. For now, Horizon 3 should be seen both as a roadmap and a bargaining chip. It gives Manila leverage to seek aid and partnership, but whether it becomes reality depends less on the wish lists of generals and more on the hard arithmetic of budgets and sustainment. The dream of a modern Philippine military is compelling, but the danger is that without realism, Horizon 3 may produce headlines rather than capabilities. And in the unforgiving environment of the South China Sea, headlines do not deter. Numbers, logistics, and readiness do. If you found this analysis useful, make sure to subscribe and support the channel. We will continue to track the Philippine defense story, the promises and the pitfalls, and ask the difficult question: can the Philippines afford its defense dream, or is Horizon 3 destined to remain an illusion?